Welcome back to the Smugsy Show. I'm Smugsy, your host. Every Wednesday we meet here to talk about important things and important people. This week, why white women are turning heads in the suburbs come the election. Plus, is Tom Brady canceled? And what hurts so good for Kirk Minihane? But first, a word from our sponsor, Smugsy, sleek and elegant joint ciggies made with organic cannabis. Rolled in all-natural, locally sourced paper. Look for Smugsies in the pretty indigo and marigold packs. Okay, first up, white women in the suburbs. We're going to clean house. And what I mean by that is white women in the suburbs, 20% of the electorate. New polls say are overwhelmingly sending Republicans to the House of Representatives next week. Yeah, maybe you saw it in the Wall Street Journal. White suburban women swing toward backing Republicans for Congress. Big swing, 27 percentage points. Now, Republicans are ahead by 15 percentage points. So, why, you might ask? Why are white women in the suburbs suddenly supporting Republicans when in 2018 we were responsible for sending Democrats to the House and having Nancy Pelosi, God bless her, and her husband, elected Speaker of the House? Well, now it's different. Things have changed. The economy has changed. When it comes to pocketbook issues, white women in the suburbs are, especially keen. We know our pocketbooks, okay? So why do white women in the suburbs think Republicans are better with the economy? Well, we don't necessarily, but what Republicans have that Democrats don't seem to understand is just an underlying philosophy that the American dream includes a desire to be rich, that's what people want. People want the opportunity to be rich. That's number one. Democrats, on the other hand, think that what people want is a binky and that the only good job is a government job. So there's that. Republicans think work is good. I think work is good. Number two. On the cultural issues, white women in the suburbs, we know a thing or two about plastic surgery and the medical establishment trying to jam a medical solution down your throats for what otherwise is just a natural phenomenon in nature. And that is, occasionally you get down and out. Occasionally you're not happy with how you look. Occasionally your identity comes into crisis. Take, for instance, erectile dysfunction. Think of the millions of dollars of advertisement that goes into just filling the airwaves with information about how to address a problem that most people never even knew existed. And suddenly everybody's got erectile dysfunction. Everybody needs all these drugs, and these drugs are everywhere. Okay, that's a little bit like what some people think is going on with some of this transgender stuff and the medical solution to every adolescent who comes along and has an identity crisis. Social contagion, it's a real thing when every lecture, every message, everywhere you go, there's some suggestion that there could be a surgical operation or a drug that could change your life. And not only that, but your parents' insurance is going to pay for it. So white women in the suburbs are like, no, we know what this is about. In part, it's just part of the economy that wants to make money off of insurance and do surgery and prescribe drugs. And when it comes to our kids, keep your hands off. So that's number two. Has nothing to do with gay marriage. And this is where there's a little bit of a confusion, is that questioning a medical solution, questioning surgery on minors and prescribing drugs, the cutting of body parts, violent reactions to what many believe are the normal trials and tribulations and angst of growing up in America. Questioning a medical response is not something that you should be canceled for. And that's why white women in the suburbs are sending a lot of Republicans to Congress is because we think they might understand that. I'm just saying. Tom Brady, is he a loser? Well, he is technically a loser because he had been awarded Cougar of the Week when he retired because we thought he was an outstanding example of a man, a man that actually brought families together because at holidays even Republicans and Democrats could adore Tom Brady. Okay, that's all changed. Giselle had one thing she wanted, right? After he won, 7 Super Bowl rings? Give up the game? Okay, you old goat. Give up the game for the kids. We don't need the money. You've had enough of your games. So Tom Brady, he's no longer an example of a man. Now he's the leader of the Lost Boys. Peter Pan, Neverland, the Lost Boys. Never want to grow up. Yeah. Well, so Tom Brady is a loser because the Cougars have revoked the award that was bestowed on him, and until further notice, he's no longer a winner. Tom Brady is officially a loser. No longer how to be a man, now it's how to be a baby. He's not a goat, greatest of all time, but he's just an old goat. Bye. Okay, now finally the Kirk Minihane Show. I was driving to Rhode Island and I listened to the show and I was thinking, this is funny, and I really just enjoyed the show. And then I listened to the 12-minute show and I thought to myself, wow, I haven't heard Kirk Minihane unravel in a while, and so it was kind of familiar and kind of edgy. And I'm sure Dave Cullinane was feeling somewhat awkward. Just got completely undressed by Kirk Minihane in 12 minutes. And so I think obviously what it's all about has nothing to do with his daughter. I'll talk to you about that later, but it has nothing to do with Kirk's daughter. It has nothing to do with Dave's father-in-law causing a delay in the show. It's all about FOMO, and that's what obviously is going on with Kirk Minihane, is that he has fear of missing out. He's grieving still Steve Robinson breaking up with him. And now Steve's back in a better job and really rubbing it in Kirk's face. Oh, really, only Steve knows how to do that. Stir the pot, really cause maybe a little wedge, a little excitement, a little drama, because that's what the show needs. So Kirk's feeling rejected a little bit by Steve, of course, Carabas, and Clemmer. And that in the context of basically Dave and Erica walking away too. I mean, they've made their deal with Barstool. They're going to cash in their stocks, and Dave's going to stop doing all this silly nonsense and go off, I think, and just start a big family with Silvana. I mean, that seems like to me where it's headed. Did you see that Halloween picture? They were sitting she was practically, so Kirk had a meltdown, and the reason why he's feeling FOMO is because he's unanchored in his mind, that there's no real mission to his show, right? There's no guiding force. It's sort of, what are we doing here? That's what he's saying. Like, what are we doing here? What am I doing here? I used to make $1 million talking sports on the radio. I can still do it because I just did it with Big Cat, but here I am surrounded by morons. Why is that? And that's actually, that is the purpose of the show, is to show others exactly what everybody else feels like in their day-to-day life, as we're just sort of, struggling with all the morons that we confront every second of every day, just trying to stay ahead, trying to stay relevant. And so the purpose of the Kirk Minihane Show is just to basically show what it's like to try to find purpose in your life. And so it's a soap opera for men, and it serves a good purpose. And so that's why I wanted to say that I had announced that I would be the queen of the Kirk Minihane show when Queen Elizabeth II died. Because obviously queens are very hot, and I think I would be a very good queen. And I think the Kirk Minihane show would benefit from a queen. So I just wanted to let people know that, hopefully people who know about the Queen know about Balmoral. It's the Scottish residence of the royal family where they would go for fun. And actually where Queen Elizabeth went to die also, but that's separate. So this place Balmoral is where they would go, and that's kind of what the Kirk Minihane show is to me. So I can't listen all the time because I'm busy, because I've got this other work that I'm doing, as you know, in Camp Betty and in fighting for refugee housing and the New England Cottontail and other trials and tribulations. But just because I'm busy at Buckingham Palace, okay, taking care of business, doesn't mean that I'm not the queen of the show. And as the queen of the show, I just want to say to all the little people out there, stay hopeful. Kirk's going to keep showing you how to slog through it, and that's why you'll keep watching. And isn't that a good thing? So that's it for this time. See you next time. And until then, this is Smugsy signing off. Take care.